We have the Week 6 rankings. Back at the top where I like to be. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rank everybody 12 to 1. And since everybody likes ranking so much, I'm also going to rank everybody from 1 to 12 on quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end. Got Nolan here to help me. All right, I'll dive right in. Number 12, Shake and Bake, Skriko. Started out the year with a great team, and one trade led to another, and you panicked, and your team is just brutal. Quarterback, 12. Running back, 11. Wide receiver, 12. Tight end, 7. Not good. All right, next up, we have number 11, Slammin' Sammy. Little bit of bad luck for you with Jimmy Graham getting hurt, but I ranked you quarterback 9, running back 12, wide receiver 7, tight end 3. Number 10, I'm going with the Boss Hog. Another person with some injury issues. Calvin really hurt you. You lost Ridley for the year. I know you could have pulled the trigger on a couple of trades. But you didn't have much depth coming into the year, and now it's really starting to rear its head. But you've really been banged up with Ingram hurt. You had the San Diego running back there, Matthews, who got hurt as well. So I got you quarterback 8, running back 10, wide receiver 5, and tight end 4. Number 9, underdog Bob. I'm just going to call you Bob since you don't want to change your name. Just nothing a lot special about your team. You've got a good quarterback. I believe it's Phillip Rivers. I gave you quarterback number 3, running back 5, wide receiver 8, and tight end 12. But, you're really going to have to make some noise if you want to make a push for the playoffs here. Number 8, new name, Stylin' and Profilin' Woo. What do we got here? We got number 11 at quarterback, 8 running back, 11 wide receiver, and 6 tight end. And let me see here, Jeremy. So your team isn't as bad as it should have been based on your draft. It's actually panning out okay. Not a lot of depth. I like Golden Tate. You got some pretty good wide receivers. All you got to do is win now, and that's what you've been doing. You just got to kind of keep it up. I don't know if you can sustain, but we'll see. I'd like to see you make a run. I'd like to see you in the playoffs first round because I like that matchup. Number 7. Here's somebody whose team is healthy, but probably has the worst luck in the league this year, but everything went right last year. Stanky Cheese. Dan, you got a good club, but second in points, and just ran into some buzzsaws. Quarterback, I got you at number 2. I know you made the deal for Rodgers. You worried about your quarterback position, so you made a trade, made that happen. Running backs, I have you at 9. Wide receiver is the strength of your team, 3, and tight ends are 2. You keep sending me ridiculous trades, though, and I want no part of those crappy trades. Number 6, probably the biggest mouth in the league, and kind of like it. It's funny, and you got a funny name now, Joiking Off. It was in the basement, which I thought was suiting, but here we go. You got quarterback number 10, running back 7, wide receivers 9, tight ends 10. Another team, you're hanging in there. You're scoring a lot of points so far this year, but I'm looking at your team, and I'm thinking it's kind of overperforming from what it might do down the stretch. We'll see. You could prove me wrong. But you got Beast Mode. There's a good player there. Not a lot of depth at wide receivers. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I like you to make some noise just because it's fun listening to you chatter online. It's entertaining on Sundays. Number 5, Wolf or Wall Street. Quarterback 4, running back 6, wide receiver 6, and tight end 9. John, your team would be really dangerous with AP still on it. That was a little bit unfortunate. Lacey's still pretty solid. Looks like he's turning a corner. I like the trade you made with Jim. You got a good team. Demarius really blew up. We'll see what happens. We'll see if the team can sustain. You're definitely making some noise though, and you got a pretty good team, John. Number 4, Here's somebody who just can't help himself from trading with anybody and everybody. I can only imagine how many trade offers you've had this year just because people know you're willing to wheel and deal. Lev Bell and those flashy ODBs. You have the misfortune of having to root for Peyton Manning the rest of the year. It's usually always a trait that Skriko has. But Jimmy, since you don't really care about a football team, you just care about your fantasy teams, it's probably suiting that you have them. You're loaded. You're absolutely loaded at wide receiver. Nelson, Jones, and when Josh Gordon comes back, it's really doesn't get much better than that. You know, you got Le'Veon Bell, and Martellus Bennett's been a stud, so you're going to be right there to the end. Number 3, here's somebody whose team has played really well this year, and I think it's already peaked, and it's past its prime. Every day I'm rustling. Mike, got your first loss. John Wool is happily proclaiming that he just needs to beat my dad to do the Brown trifecta and take all 3 of us out. You got DeMarco Murray, who's the best, most points in fantasy so far this year. He's really carried you. I think what Russell Wilson's played above what he does fantasy-wise. For every week he has, like he did 2 weeks ago, he has one like last week. And you know you're not deep at running back, so if anything happens there, but you got some good wide receivers, you got a good team, and you're coming up on a really tough schedule. So we'll see what happens for you. Number 2, here's a team that's really on the rise, and everybody should be afraid of it. Always injured, myself. Quarterback, number 5, running back 1, wide receiver 10, and tight end 8. And I actually think I forgot to do that for the last 2 teams. Jimmy, I gave you quarterback 1, running back 3, wide receiver 1, and tight end 5. And Mike, you got quarterback 7, running back 4, wide receiver 4, tight end 11. And myself, I said quarterback 5, running back 1, wide receiver 10, tight end 8. Wide receivers are the Achilles heel on my team. I'm going to go as far as they can do, but I only need 2 of them to play every week. So between Sanu, Welker, Edelman, and who else do I have? Roddy White. Hopefully I can find matchups and get some production out of both of them. Number 1, Ben Javid's dream. Ben, you definitely had the best team last year, got knocked out early. You're poised to make another deep run. You got a great team again. I'm hoping somebody takes you down. If you lose, I might run the table and win the league. We'll see. I got you at quarterback 6, running back 2, wide receiver 2, and tight end 1. Ben, your team, you're top heavy at running back with Charles and Bernard, and you got them both handcuffed. So you're pretty much all set there. And then wide receivers, you're deep. Benjamin, Marshall, Hilton, Keenan Allen, and you got Julius Thomas at tight end who's setting records. So we'll see how it goes, but that's all I got. Good luck to everybody this week. It's definitely a big week. There's a lot of teams in that 2 to 3 win range, and that's right where the bubble is right now. So, fighting for your playoff lives. We got 5 weeks left in the season, and we'll see what happens. See you guys later.